Hey everybody, welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode number 73. Joe Klecko, what up? I am B.
I'm Chip.
And I'm Chris.
What's up, Baby Nation? How you doing out there?
Baby Nation. I like that. I like that.
I like to throw something at
That's
you guys
a good one.
that like I know you're not expecting.
No, I never know what's going to
Just
come out of your mouth.
See
from the
what
beginning.
reaction.
Every intro is a trip.
Yeah, because I used to do that in the beginning. I would try to change a little thing each week.
Yeah, no, I know. You remember when we tried to do before each episode? We would do that stupid fucking like.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What would we even? I don't even like. Thank God we stopped that.
Yeah.
Quick.
That was a T-Briz thing. There was a couple of funny ones, but then it fizzled out.
You know what it was? It was one of those good ideas, terrible at implementing it.
Well, yeah. So Chris, what we would do was, it's hard to think of an example, but we would say, does chick?
It would be like a
yeah,
grammar.
I remember
that.
It would be like it would be like this chick's mom kick him out of the house. Find out next, and then we would go on to the theme. And like it wasn't that bad, but the problem was we never thought about anything. Like we wouldn't give it any thought.
Sort
and
of
then
like
right before the show, but we would like, but we would be like, okay, like I know I'm gonna do my picks every week.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure I have ready before the show starts.
Yes.
Like I have so many that I could do, so there's never a time where I can come on here and be like, oh my God, what am I gonna say? That was like, we wouldn't even think about what we were gonna do, what would be funny for this episode. There was no thought into it.
There was no thought.
And then it would be like, all right, B, do this.
Yeah,
or
just
chick,
do
do
this.
this.
And it was I think the first couple were good.
Yeah, because we had it like
funny.
we wanted to do something.
And we would get we used to do it like Sunday mornings, and we would get together like Sunday mornings and sort of hang out for like a good half an hour before we did the show.
Probably wasted a lot of good airtime on that.
We wasted a lot of good airtime.
Yeah.
But it also,
You live and learn.
though, I think I find that like an hour into a podcast, you really start cooking. So it also got us like talking, and we did miss some stuff.
Well, that was the problem, because you want to talk about certain things, but you don't want to get too detailed, because you want to come on here and give like the best opinions and the most
Fresh opinion.
fresh and honest opinions.
You want honest reaction.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
that's what
reactions,
it is.
exactly. And I'll never, to this day, probably one of the best bits we would have ever had on a show, conversations, happened in Taylor's. I don't even know if you remember. It was just something. It was. I mean, we were all dying laughing.
There was so many of those early shows where we would sit outside in those two broken chairs.
Yeah.
You two would smoke cigarettes and we would bullshit for like 20 minutes, half hour before we even got going. And we were like, oh my God. We were like hilarious and like just great and funny stuff.
I think that's where we went wrong, is because in the beginning we didn't know what we wanted to do per se. Like now we pretty much know the show's about our lives and that's how we're going to keep it.
Yeah.
Like it's about our lives and we throw in things.
You guys used to do like a lot of themed episodes.
Yeah, and we would do like stories.
We started, the first 6 we did like news stories.
The articles, and I think
Yeah.
it was a good learning curve. It helped us learn how to get onto a mic and talk. You know, I'm still learning, but it helped us get comfortable just talking for an hour on a show.
Yeah. The news stories were, the articles, we call them the articles, they were good and they got some really funny, sort of off the cuff stuff. I remember that we would just talk about, and you would go into others, like, oh my God, that reminds me of so and so. Like, I forget.
I feel like that's not a bad idea.
It wasn't. The problem was we played it out too quick.
It got stale.
We would do 4 or 5 articles, will be the whole episode, and it would be 4 or 5 articles every episode for the first 6, 7 episodes. Like, there was no break in, like, you know what, I read this funny article today, and let's go over it.
And yeah.
So, like, that would have been funnier, and we could probably do a whole show on one article. Instead, we'd have 5 articles that we wanted to touch, or
and
3.
We would drain it
and
out.
we would drain every one of them till there was nothing left in it.
And then we did some shows where, like, we were talking about our regular day lives. Like, T-Briz just talked about going to the cleaners, and you had something about picking up a dead mouse in the pool. And we were like, oh my God, it's like actually better. Like, it'd be more interesting.
And then we gave up
Then
on
we were like, oh, we're actually,
that way.
yeah. Like, actually, our lives, as dull and, you know, as monotonous as it can be, it's kind of interesting to some people.
And we realized that people who live the same type of life that you live. Like, you're not listening to 3 famous people on here who have nothing in common
Right.
with everybody else. Like, we're doing the same shit that everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
You know, well, to an extent, you know, they're not everybody's living home with their parents, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's more relatable. So when we talk about our everyday lives, I think it's more, it interests people more, and I think it took us a little while to learn that. And, you know, like I said, 100 episodes is still young for a podcast.
Very young.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, we're only at 70, and we're still
73,
learning.
baby.
73, we've tried some things that don't work, and, like, that's how
Yeah.
it goes. Keep on trying things and see what goes. But, I mean, right now, I think we have a nice little...
Yeah, I think we do.
We have a good audience.
We
well,
do.
listeners. Well, I mean, it's not really an audience, is
Yeah,
it?
they're
You
an
could still
audience.
call them an
I don't know.
audience?
If they were in a room, you'd call
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is it not an audience when it's listeners? Like, it's not, like, in a room like that?
It's Baby Nation. I don't
Baby
know.
Nation. That's what it is. Baby Nation. I like that. I
Um,
want to get a shirt that says that.
Yeah. So
You gotta get matching sweatpants for it. Though.
he's got to get he's got to get these shorts anyway.
Whenever we get
Yeah.
shirts, you got to get something to match it on the bottom.
Of course.
You match. Hey, you are matching all Notre Dame.
It's a big
Well, I
week
noticed
for
you're not
Notre
wearing
Dame.
any Mets clothes today.
Well, the Mets
Yeah.
made me sick
Did you
yesterday.
put the Mets clothes away for this season?
Let me tell you my
Yesterday was
thoughts
rough.
about the Mets.
Yesterday was rough.
So the Mets had that great run after the All-Star break, and you're
Yeah.
like, wow, they're in the mix. At one point, they were actually the second wild card team, and they were like one game behind the top wild card team, and you're like, wow, like they might make the playoffs, or at least make it interesting through the whole season. Sure enough, Mets style, six game losing streak at home to the Cubs and the Braves really killed that. So I almost wrote them off again. But like the Mets do, they like to wheel you back in just to tear your fucking heart out. It's not even like they wheel you back in and like slowly lose it. They wheel you back in to get a 6-run lead in the 9th inning and blow it. But before we even get to that, they lost those 6 games. I'm like, okay, season's over. They're not going to even come back. And then they win 2 out of 3. They sweep somebody, and you know, and they're right back where they were, almost a little further back. And they're beating the Nationals. Yes, they beat them 2 days ago. They're beating them yesterday, and you're like, wow, we just took 2 out of the 3 from the Nationals. Maybe 3 out of 3. But nope. So last night, I'm watching the Mets. They're up by 6 runs. And I'm like, this is a safe lead. Hard Knocks is on. I wanted to watch the
I
finale.
turned it off.
Yeah.
It was getting late. I turned it off.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in a group chat, but I was playing my darts game. So I wasn't seeing
The darts
on my phone game,
Oh,
yes.
God.
So I wasn't seeing the text.
Oh, wait a second. The darts is on your phone, and the texts are coming through, but you're so in.
It doesn't know. It doesn't
darts.
alert
No,
me.
you can't.
It doesn't-
have it say what the.
It
text
doesn't
is.
say what the text is.
Oh, mine does.
It does sometimes. I don't know why, but it
I
didn't for
turned that
these. I didn't get any of them.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I get the alert, the final alert, which I've been waiting for just to make sure the Mets, you know, get the W, see what the score is and all that, see DeGrom finally get a win.
Mhm.
And I see final Washington 11, Mets 10. I was like, what? Like, was that a typo? Did I see that wrong? I go to my group message, and it's like, these fucking guys suck. What the fuck? This is embarrassing. And I missed the whole debacle. Thank God I missed it, because I probably would have broke something. But they stink, and they blew it.
They stink.
And then they come back today and win. They would have
Yeah.
swept
Oh, they
them.
did win today?
So now it's like, yeah, they won 2 out of 3, and that's all you really wanted before the series started. If you would have said, I want them to win 2 out of 3, you would have been like, yes, thank you. That's exactly what we need to do. Keep going 2 out of 3. But a loss like that really just breaks your heart and gives you zero hope for this team.
That was I was shocked to see that.
So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, they're still technically in it, but I'm not feeling great about this team because their bullpen really is atrocious, and Mickey Callaway can suck a dick.
All right.
Is he
Just
done
from
this
a
year?
nerd
He's done this year.
perspective, though, they played today's game live on YouTube.
Well, they're trying to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know what all these professional sports organizations are with. I get they're trying to get them
See, I
more
think
in
it's
the
kinda
country.
cool.
No,
Why
I
else
get.
do you have cable?
Yeah, I think they're
For
trying to.
sports. I think they're trying to separate from cable a little bit.
Yeah,
I guess
agree.
they don't want to be as dependent on cable, but you can't.
Sports, I feel like always is going to have.
You're going to
a
force
thing
people
in
to
cable.
watch all these
that's-
games.
I don't know.
Like, I don't care about the iPads, watching a game or TV on my iPad, as you all know.
Right.
People are going to be pissed.
A
Normal
lot
people
of
will be
TVs have
pissed.
YouTube now.
But a lot don't, and
Yeah.
people aren't as
Yeah,
capable
but-
of using the YouTube on
But
it.
if you don't have
It's gonna get old
Yeah.
school sports fans in a fucking.
I think
It
it's
is.
Right, yeah.
Like they're
Someone
gonna
like my
lose
parents
their
don't want to
mind.
watch the game on
Like
fucking
some of
YouTube.
these guys that call Francesa, like these old school guys, like they're gonna lose their mind.
And I don't blame them though. Why do they have
That's
to
fair.
make it so? If you want to have it on YouTube, fine.
I think it'll be a slow roll. Like it'll eventually be there.
It's
like,
gonna.
Sports should be the last of. I think sports is.
Sports should be the last thing that leaves cable.
It
Yeah.
kind of is, though, isn't it? What else?
Yeah.
Sports
Well,
and news, I guess.
well,
I mean,
sports
there
and
are
news.
shows still that are on cable. Every show's. I mean, there's,
Yeah,
But they're on
there's
Hulu
still
the next day.
They are, but
okay, but they're on cable.
No,
you can
that's
watch
true,
them.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it has to be one or the other. Like people are like, oh, it's gonna go to. Why can't we do both?
I think cable's just like old tech. It's like anything else.
But if you're gonna have to pay for,
like you can still have,
you're gonna have to pay for your internet and your phone, right?
Yeah.
Until people start going away with house phones, because that's probably a thing of the past soon.
Yeah, I don't have a
Yeah.
house phone.
Well, most people have a house phone,
yeah. We
but
finally just got rid of ours.
I still call some of my friends' house phones, and the one couple in particular, BD, SD, I call their house phone
BDSD.
because they won't.
Sounds like a sex thing.
No, that's their initials.
Big dick, small dick.
No, that's
Who's
they're just
BDSD?
we're gonna use their initials because I don't want to say their names.
I think it's big.
But I purposely call the
That's
cell phone and the house phone, and they're like, besides our parents, you're the only person who calls this line. I say, because
Yeah.
sometimes I know that one of them's not going to answer his cell.
You're
so
also
I go right
somebody
to the house.
that calls too a lot.
I enjoy talking
I have
to
a
people.
You're a call guy.
Yeah,
I like to talk to
like
people.
that.
I have maybe 3 friends that call, and you're one of them. And I do kind of, well, in the moment, I'm like, what is this person calling me for? Not you.
No, I get
it's
it. You
mostly
can
like-
say that with me. That's fine.
no, not so much with you. It's
Listen, I
another
get
person.
it.
But I'm always like, what do you? But also at the end, when I hang up, I'm like, oh, it was actually good to like make
Small conversation.
Yeah, it's like it's
Dude,
more.
conversation's a thing of the past. I love
course it is.
talking.
Yeah.
As much as I'm
That's
on
why
my
we're
phone
keeping
a
this
lot.
going.
Yeah, I'm a sucker on the phones. I'm on my phone a lot. But I'm very capable of putting it down and talking. Like, I enjoy talking to people. And B
You
knows
know
it.
that.
And, like, you know
Not
what
too
sucks? I'd rather a conversation because people can ignore a text. Or take
Yeah,
forever to
that's true.
respond.
Yeah,
if I'm in a conversation, you can't get away
Telephone
from
is
it.
a
Dude, that's
telephone is a
fucked up.
perfect medium for him
Yeah,
because
it is.
he has to annoy you. He has to be the voice has to come out of him. Like the texting. is
And
not
my
enough for
question
you.
gets answered. I don't have to wait.
Right. Yeah.
What if the
I'm not gonna lie,
It's
It's a serious problem I have, and I don't blame anybody else. I know it's a me issue, but like I'll send a text, and it's not that I'm mad at them for not responding, but it's like, dude, respond.
For him, it's more
Like
of
I'm waiting
an
for the.
inflection thing.
Yeah, I have an OCD, and it's like, come on,
Yeah.
just ask the question, respond.
I've been struggling with that, like, because I'm in a group text with you guys, and then like
I've been
the
good.
comedy
No,
guys.
I try
you have
and be
been
Oh,
good.
you've been great.
I
You
try
haven't-
and consciously be good with you guys because
I
I know
I need
Bede's
to
very
work on
anal.
answering better.
I'm not. That's,
You are terrible.
I'm not a good answer.
You
No.
won't answer for 4 days, and then you're like, I'm here. I'm like, wait,
But he's
what?
also in another
There's no
country every couple
confirmation
weeks.
of anything, and he just showed
I
up.
texted this morning, but then I was at work, and then when
No,
I got
I get
off,
it.
it's like, I missed the chat.
I'm more talking about the one day we decided not to do it when you
Oh,
were like,
yeah.
I'm here.
Oh,
Wait. We didn't decide not to do it. You fell asleep.
That B helped me
no, I
on
don't.
this one.
I think that one we weren't gonna do it,
And that's
but
why I was
thought we
sleeping.
did it.
I don't remember. This was going
That
back
was a
like
while
a few
ago.
episodes ago.
I
But-
thought that was funny though, just
That
so
was
everybody
hilarious.
knows what
Oh.
we're talking about. A few weeks ago, we were going to do an episode, and we couldn't
Like a
figure out a
bonus,
day
too.
and
It wasn't
time.
even
Yeah,
a-
we were just
yeah.
trying to get an extra episode in because Chris was away, and we're like, all right, let's do it this day, that day. And me and B never heard back from Chris.
So we just counted it as a loss.
So
Like,
we
all right,
we
it's
chalked
not-
it up as okay,
Yeah.
we're not going to do it tonight.
That
And then
happened.
Chris texts me, I'm
here.
out, I'm here, and I was like sleeping, and I didn't even answer. I don't think.
Well, you were probably because listen, be honest. Because I've gotten those, I'm here, and I'm just like, I'm not answering this. I'm in bed. Like you're not actually sleeping.
I was,
You know,
I was kind of sleeping. I had a feeling.
when listen, you can mentally sleep and you can physically sleep.
Totally.
When somebody's outside your house and you don't want to see them, you can mentally sleep.
It wasn't even that I didn't want to; it's I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, that's right.
I wasn't prepared,
Oh,
and we
man.
just wound up like. And then I called B. I said, "We're not doing the episode today. Chris is here, and now he's gone."
That's great.
But you know what else I wanted to get into? Does anybody else have anything? Because I feel like I'm just going.
No, go.
Oh.
And it's before you guys think I'm going to attack it.
Uh-oh.
First day of school pics have been running rampant on social media.
Oh, yeah.
You're a big Facebook guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like all of Facebook.
all
guys.
Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram, and I put out probably the nicest post on Facebook I've ever posted.
What did it say?
And it was just a shout out to good luck to all the little ones starting school back up, and for the first ones going to school.
They should send you.
And then in
school.
hashtag it said, to prove to daddy I'm not a fool. You know, like
I saw the hashtag. All right, I did see that. I saw that hashtag. It was too long for me to comprehend what the hell that was.
Exactly. That's why I love a good. No, I love a good long hashtag.
But it doesn't do anything. They should send you to school to kids on the first day of school. They should meet with you just to like a scared straight program. Like, listen,
what could happen if you take school?
Yeah.
Not so much.
Talk
not so
about your
serious.
early days, Farmingdale Hawks. Like, listen, I was an
all-purpose
athlete.
yards, dude.
I was a stud, and and I had some pot, and things got away from me.
You know what's funny when you look back at
marijuana.
I am like the poster child for like the people who are like, say no to drugs because this gonna like your brain on drugs. I quit every sport that I ever played in 10th grade, and then became a full-time pothead and socializer. Socializer. Socialite.
I'm a socialite.
I don't even like you calling yourself.
No, just joking around in the sense that I just
think of you, I definitely like that's a big word.
I just basically was someone who
I
hung
think
out.
you meant to say sociopath.
I wasn't as nuts in high school.
Yeah, all right.
I was just a
No,
pothead.
That's just the deterioration.
Yeah, that is the deterioration. Hence the reason why you should not get into pot at such an early age.
Oh man.
But no, I just stopped playing.
So let me
everything.
guess. I'm sorry.
No, go. What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, let me guess. The new school pictures bother you?
No.
Oh, okay.
What I find
the cat.
funny,
Yeah.
it's not that they bother me. What I find hilarious is on every kid in the world whose first day of school
They're happy.
looks like such an innocent,
Yeah.
sweet child.
I think about that too.
And then you see some of the kids that you do know, and you're like, that is the good son, dressed nicely, and little does the teacher know he's the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find it so
Yeah.
funny, because every kid looks good, ready to be a good kid at school, and I just saw so many, I'm like, that kid I know is a psycho, that kid I know is a psycho,
Yeah,
that
new
kid's gonna kill his
backpacks and new
teacher,
sneakers,
yeah, this
yeah.
kid's gonna be the class bully, and good luck everybody in school, and it was funny, but that's what I think when I
Good
see
luck.
those pictures.
So your post means nothing. Actually.
Your
No, it
post was
doesn't.
A little passive aggressive.
Yeah.
No, I meant it.
You
Good
put
luck
it
to
out
all
there.
the kids.
Right, you meant it.
I
Good
meant
luck to all
it.
the kids, but in your head, you're a psycho, you're an idiot, you're gonna
No,
you're
that's
being
just
a
like
loser.
it's some-
You're bullying kids.
No, I just
Yeah.
think it's funny. Some of those kids are just, you don't look as innocent. You're not as innocent as you look.
Hey, I know, but it's the first day of school.
How dumb is the first day of school concept? You just
No,
gotta,
I get it. I mean, for these little, you
dress
know what it
them
is?
up a little.
Seeing my nephews get all excited and everything for it, I get it. Once the kids get to high school and it's like, oh, first day of school, and the
Oh,
kids
that
acting like a
doesn't
weirdo.
matter.
But did you guys like? I always loved the first day.
I
of
love
school.
the first day of school.
I loved it.
I guess I kind of.
You know,
I was a socialite.
I-
I love
like,
seeing everybody.
I had friends that were in my neighborhood I see throughout the summer, and then there was friends from school that I didn't see throughout the
It's
summer.
so true.
So I'm like, I get to see this
and
one.
you get to see it. You get to see a lot of people. And let's be real,
Get to
when
see
you're
what kind
younger,
of ladies grow up.
I
you know
was
what I'm
just
saying?
going to say that. When you're younger, you don't
Goes
see
over
the
that.
opposite sex as much on an extended break.
That's
You
right.
see them few and far between. You hang out with your guy
Yeah.
friends on the
I see my
regular
five
basis.
idiot friends playing
Yeah, you
basketball
see your
every day.
same idiot friends all the time. Occasionally you'll see girls over the summer, but you don't hang out as much, I found, when we were younger.
Yeah.
Right.
School starts, you see all the girls, you're talking to them, now you're hanging out with them more on the weekends and stuff. Like, it's just a whole different vibe, and it's better.
Yeah.
Until you get older, then you see them a lot more on the weekends and like over the summer and stuff. But in 9th or 10th grade, you're not hanging out. Like,
Definitely.
you were hanging out with pretty much your guy friends.
And I never got tired of the first day of school. And
Yeah, I loved
I
it.
loved it. I looked forward to it. Oh my God, a fresh the paper. I loved everything.
See, that
I loved it all.
I like fresh.
I was a
stuff.
guy who went to
my
school.
locker is clean for the first time all
See, I
year.
never brought books to school. I brought one 5-subject notebook
Yeah,
for my
me
whole
too.
entire class.
Me too, but I brought them the first
I was
day.
the worst
Think of what I-
student as
Oh,
far
I
as
think
books.
I had like a binder. They made us all get binders.
Yeah, the
but
box.
there was-
they were kind of phasing out paper.
Oh my God.
See,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
These kids had iPads
Yeah.
going to school.
Like,
I mean, we didn't have
had,
anything.
I was like right in between that. So like they give my little brother, he starts 11th grade tomorrow. They give him a laptop.
When do
Yeah.
those kids go into typing classes? Or they don't?
I don't know if they do typing class.
Yeah,
I took keyboarding.
No, I think you
Keyboarding
just know
1
how to
and
type.
keyboarding 2.
Yeah,
I
me
took
too.
keyboarding. but it was like some outdated bullshit. Like it was.
It was the class that I took.
Oh,
It wasn't
yeah,
outdated.
yeah.
ASD.
That's how I learned how to
JKL
type.
Semicolon.
Oh, that's so funny.
That's how we
that
learned to
was
type.
so-
That's how I learned
Oh
how
my
to type.
God,
It was
I
what,
had a
8th grade, I
teacher
think
that
I
used to
took
make a
it?
jingle out of it. Oh.
You took it right before high
She
school.
had like a little jingle. She'd do like, oh my god.
ASDF, JKL Semicolon.
No, but the way she did it, it was like JKL semi. But she had like a with her S.
Oh.
Semi. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Well, it's like Brizzuto from Billy Madison when
Yeah.
he does the Z. Can I tell you, I am that guy. I can't write a Z. I don't know what a Z looks like in script, so I just swiggle out the
See, I didn't
Z.
learn script either.
Really?
No, like
He's from
like
such a
in
newer
third
generation
grade,
where
yeah, like
they
in
cut out
third
script.
grade,
Nobody writes in
Yeah,
I
script.
learned it,
so.
and then we just stopped.
Have you ever gotten?
They were like, "You're gonna need this for everything for your entire life," and then 4th grade, they're like, "Never mind."
The only thing you need script in is signature.
That's
Yeah.
it. My signature's not
What
in my
about
name,
like?
it's
Have you ever seen like an older person write a check?
In script.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It looks like
Script
it
is a
looks
more formal
unbelievable.
way of writing
Yeah,
back in the
very
day.
nice if you have to write a check.
So like why? Yeah, but I mean, I write checks. You don't write checks?
No, everything's.
Because you can still write, because you can write it in print.
Yeah, you
And
can.
when you're reading everything that's
I
on typing
have
is in
checks
print.
that I have to use for certain things, but few and far between.
Yeah, let's get in because I think this is fascinating too.
It is.
You're 8 years younger than us. Like you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, do you care how old are you?
24.
So we're about 11 years
okay,
old.
So 11 years
Okay.
old, yeah.
In that gap, he doesn't. I mean, we learned script and had to write in script in elementary school. Do you,
Yeah, we
you
would
remember that?
sit and
You would
That's the
write
thing,
that.
I had 1 year was like that, and then it must have been the next year they changed.
They're
the
like, these
curriculum.
kids don't
They're
need
like,
They don't
never
need it
mind.
anymore.
They're like, never mind, you don't need it.
I didn't have to write script though. We had to write it, and there would be like, you have to do this essay in script, or you have to do this
Oh,
in
shit.
script. So like, you would have to do a lot of your work in elementary school, at least, in script. We took a keyboarding class in middle schools when we first
Yes.
started taking computer. I think you had a
I
computer
took a
class
middle
in
school-
elementary school.
Yeah.
But keyboarding 1 and keyboarding 2 was a middle school class, and that's where you learned how to type. Like I didn't learn how to type. And
But
do all this
elementary
shit until you were in
school,
middle
elementary school
Oh.
computer class, we just played Oregon
Yeah,
Trail.
you played like games.
Yeah, I remember.
It was just like to get familiar with a computer, kind of. It was like a fun class.
Yeah, we learned
What
what
are
it meant to
computers you
die
guys
from.
have?
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm
This
saying.
is
Like
our
when you
fucking
think of it, and think about it,
64
10 years, they stopped doing script because I'll never forget when I took my SATs. They put a paragraph on the chalkboard and they were like, everybody has to write this paragraph in script and sign it. It was like the declaration to not cheat,
Oh,
and I couldn't write.
Yeah,
I
because your mind was
swear
like,
to God.
you couldn't ethically
Yeah.
write it.
For 10 minutes, I did not know how to write in script, and I was like, and I never forget it to this day. I basically wrote print and squiggled
Squiggly
the
lines?
lines together.
Yeah, that was
It
a
was the
common
worst
thing, too.
script.
Yeah.
I wish I
That's
wish
kind
I
of
could
how
get back
write
my
all the
SAT
time,
Yeah.
I feel like.
because I couldn't write
Exactly,
script.
yeah.
I know how to write the letters in my name, basically.
Yeah. There's a lot of script where I'll just sort of connect the bottoms.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm
Like
not
a B.
gonna.
The B is like a circle on the top, and then it's just a fucking U on the bottom, and
Yeah.
like a little
It
dinky
is
thing on the
crazy
right.
thing. It's
How am I
like-
supposed to remember hieroglyphics?
Exactly. it's like today if we were like you gotta learn old English. You gotta learn like
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
the
exactly.
line.
Double line. Yeah, no.
And there was no point to script, and I remember we never had to use. And then because when we finally got to high school, you were typing up your reports and stuff,
Okay.
and they weren't really handwritten.
No.
So
a few
like
things, but
a
nothing.
few
yeah.
things, but nothing really. Like for the majority, it was all
Yeah, I don't
like typed.
I have
So.
a few handwritten things, but nothing crazy.
But like it's amazing how much the schooling has just like it's changed.
It's changed.
And I
man.
guess maybe just because we're seeing it now more, but like I look
Yeah.
at what kids today.
Well, you know, like we've said this a
That's
ton of
changed,
times on this podcast that we've lived through like.
That's
you know,
why I love the
we've
generation
lived
we've
through
had.
some like our generation to your generation. It's just a lot has changed.
Technologically, tons have changed, and at least I'm happy that I got to live on that other end where it was not so like everything at the palm of your fucking fingertips.
Right.
yeah, no, I envy that for sure. That was
Because like you had to go to the library and actually find books and cite them
Yes.
instead of.
I
You know what
don't
I'm
envy
Do you
saying?
that.
even have a library card?
No.
Well, have you ever had to go to the library and
I've
get
gone
books?
to the library.
Not on your own
What, to print
accord.
something?
I'm talking about to go there to actually
No.
have to do schoolwork.
No.
The worst thing in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds horrible.
Picture not being. You weren't allowed to use your because that was considered like cheat. You weren't allowed to go
Yeah.
on. You had to go to an actual textbook, cite a page.
Yes, that's right.
When you had to do
reference
your
the
works
pages.
cited page, you had to reference the
Oh my God, I
pages
would
you
just
used.
pick like the first 3 options off Google.
Well, that's what it. I mean,
Yeah, well, looks like we learned more than you.
yeah. Like, we know how to look up the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah.
Did you ever
I'm glad-
learn
yeah.
about the Dewey
Yeah,
Decimal
do you know the
System?
DDS, bro?
Nope, I
Didn't think
don't.
so.
I don't.
Yeah, well, we do.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are so lucky you know that.
But it's just
Yeah,
amazing
bro,
because I don't
Dewey
look at you
Decimal
as that far away
boys.
from us, and you like just from like that year, that 10-year
No,
gap
I
is
mean,
huge.
It's huge, and even my brother's 7 years younger than I am. He's getting a totally
Oh,
different.
and yeah, he's totally different than
Well, the
you.
whole
different
Common Core,
school.
I don't know anything about it. Is the all I know is I can't help my nephews and my cousins do their homework because I don't understand.
Oh, it's
it.
like it's a totally different way of doing it.
It's like not that you can't figure it out, but it's like when I go to like, why don't you just minus this and it's that?
Yeah.
Like they have to. It's like if you have 30 pigeons and we remove 10 of these pigeons, how many pigeons do you have left?
We have
But
an
you have
outrage
to,
in the
like-
animal world. That's what we have.
Yeah. And that's the answer to the question.
have
It's like
murder.
you shouldn't
have
take
murder.
away any pigeons. You should leave all the pigeons.
All pigeons should be left
All
alone.
pigeons should be treated equal.
Could you imagine? That would be the best.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Like an aggressively progressive high school, or,
Oh
or
my
no,
God.
aggressively
Oh, yeah.
progressive elementary school, or something like
Well,
that.
that's like
I'm
South
sure
Park
there's-
does now.
Like two cars are driving 65 miles an hour down the highway. Who wins?
Yeah.
Nobody wins.
The climate is deteriorating.
Yeah.
You won't have a house in 50 years.
That's
Get off
so
this
true,
island.
though. It's
That's
so
exactly
true.
right. Yeah, I'm sure there's a school out there like
Oh,
that.
that would
But
be
it's
the
like, well, I
best.
said South Park. They have the the PC principal.
Yeah.
PC principal, and I forget who the
I saw
other
that
one
one.
is. Oh, dude, he's in it. He's now in it. He's the principal.
I haven't seen
It's PC
South Park.
principal the last
I
2 or
haven't.
3 seasons, and it's hysterical. But I don't know. I mean, that was been all over my Facebook
Hey,
and my
well, it
Instagram.
is the first day of school, you know.
And yeah, I was just
a
this
new-
went from you looking at kids with the first day of school.
Yeah, you shouldn't be looking at kids. It's-
Yeah,
I think the
Why are you
bottom
looking
line.
at kids online,
Get away.
man?
But you know what? I want to
Get
wish
off
my
that
my,
dark
my
web.
godson is going to his first day
All right,
of
good.
kindergarten tomorrow. So it's his first day of school.
So you guys will be officially
first
on the
day of
same
school,
level.
school. That's big.
School. So I'm pumped and excited for him. I can't wait to see
Is
him.
That's
kindergarten still a half day?
No, I think it's a full day
Okay.
now. I don't
yeah,
know.
I had full day kindergarten.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a full day.
kindergarten.
But there was people that
But
did
people
have
I
had
think-
half day.
Wasn't that the year before kindergarten? It's like a
preschool.
it's like a preschool
Yeah,
that's a half
Yeah,
day.
that's what I did that too. And
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I remember kids having half day.
I think
Maybe I'm
some
remembering
kids did.
wrong. Yeah.
I actually think maybe we did do it, or you had no.
I think my
Well, yeah,
sister.
there was a morning class and an afternoon
I
class.
think my
Yeah,
sister-
so there was a
I
morning.
think
and
I
an
think
afternoon.
we
Yeah.
did have it in
I
Albany
didn't.
Avenue.
I didn't, but
I don't
Main
think
Square.
I did either.
Hey, Square. When I started off at this place called Sanquam,
Where did you live?
Wait, what?
not too far. Actually, you want to hear a messed up story?
Yeah.
I'll tell
No,
you
no,
the
we don't.
story. So I was going to the school Sanquam. It was it's,
Where? What town did you
so
live?
I live. It was in Farmingdale, but
Oh, you lived where you lived.
No. It was there was a cutoff. I lived down Melville Road, sort of by SUNY Farmingdale.
Oh,
Okay.
Right.
Almost Dix Hills, I guess. That's
Yeah, yeah.
considered, right?
Yeah, so I went to school with like Dix Hills kids, and I think it was Dix
That's where
Hills
you
and Wheatley
belong.
Heights. Yeah.
Oh, and we
You're
Heights.
such a Dix Hills gang.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I know. I'm
So
joking.
I went to kindergarten there. I went to first grade twice there. I got left back in first grade because my parents started me a year early to be with the people, to be with the kids across the street. And then when I was moving, they were like, "Yeah, he's not up." Like I
He
got
shouldn't
left
have
back
been in this
first
grade.
It was a whole.
You guys might want to reconsider.
I don't think listen, I wasn't the sharpest
Talk to
guy.
him for 5 minutes.
We made the wrong decision. All right, fuck us.
He can't
We
keep
thought
up.
we had a prodigy.
They definitely didn't think that. I don't think I was. I definitely wasn't the smartest guy in the class, but it's first grade, so I wasn't left back because I was an idiot.
I hate when kids say that when you were that young. It's
What?
like your brother-in-law
What do you mean?
when he says he got left back because he moved,
Well, that
and
But-
to this day we bust his balls.
I understand
because it
that,
was kindergarten.
but it's true because I left because I got left back because I moved too because the schools were different, and sometimes that's how it works. And also, I wasn't a standout student either. Okay, let's be
I was
honest.
just gonna say if you were that smart, they
But
would have
it's
kept
first
you where
grade.
you
What are
were.
you doing in
I
first
will
grade?
say it's kind of weird how so many schools are different like that. Because when I moved from Fort Washington to Massapequa,
Yeah,
they had to like their grading systems were so completely different.
yeah.
They didn't know what I had gotten the year before. They
There
had to,
should be
like,
some sort of standard,
should be right.
like a nationwide
There should.
standard of like, if you're this competent, you're in this grade.
Is that what Common Core is?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure that's what Common
Oh, yeah.
Core is.
What do you mean though? Like,
What do you mean? I don't know, but I think that is what
I
Common
think
Core
that's
is.
I think Common Core is like a standard.
Okay, what I'm saying though is like you should
stumped
pass.
the shit.
You did stump me. I don't see. Maybe I do agree with Common Core.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to do the work.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those things. It's got a lot of layers to it. But I
Yeah.
think that's one of the
It's
layers.
probably
of it.
something that is good in, like when you think about it, but it's poorly implemented. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I really don't know enough about it. I just know that I can't help my little cousins do their homework.
You couldn't help your big cousins do homework either. So anyway, so I'm in this school, Sunquam, and I'm going through my second round of first grade, and I'm about to move to.
I'm a vet.
I'm a vet now. I know what's up in first grade. I know the blocks. I know everything. Okay. So I was about to move to the house where I live now. We were moving on, and the school was going through a transition. So that year, the school was shutting down. The next year, the school was shutting down, and something crazy happened in my school. And it was like a girl that I sort of knew. I forget the whole circumstances. Basically, the gym teacher. This made like national news.
Uh-oh.
Nope, not
Never
a
good
thing.
when there's a gym teacher.
It's gonna take a dark turn.
That's not the dark turn?
No. So this might relate to like what you grew up with, and I don't know. So back in the day, the gym. You remember the gym had closing doors that would separate the two gyms?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we were young, they were electric. So you would press it.
I remember
like where
those.
this is going.
Yeah.
I think I heard about this.
Yeah.
Do they still have that divider?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why they're
but they're not
electric anymore is because when I was going to school, my gym teacher stuck something in the door, and it was closing, and the whole class tried to run across, and one girl got stuck in the gym
Wait,
door.
that was what he wanted you guys to do?
Yeah,
Like
he
that was
wanted
like a
to-
game?
It was
Like-
a game. No, he went to because he was like, these kids will figure out. Back then, it was
I'm just confused exactly, like, backtrack a little bit. 'Cause I
Okay.
was like, he put something...
it's hard for me to like remember that I was very young, and I
Okay.
remember it was like a big deal.
I'm just trying to really picture what you were even saying.
So basically, all right, back in the day, the gym door, like picture a gymnasium in the school, and there was those separation doors that separated the two gyms, right? And I believe now they're not electric, and you have to close them yourself. It's a big deal. But 20-something years ago, whatever it was,
you press the button and they
you
go.
would press a button and they would just go. So these kids, while the gym teacher went to the locker room, like, all right, now you're gonna go change. He like sort of automatically shut it, or I think the story is he wedged something in there. Don't quote me on it, but the whole class like tried to get through as it was closing, and one girl got stuck in there. And she
Why'd the
ended up
class
dying.
try and get just to be fun? They were just trying to get like through
Yeah,
like that.
the
Okay.
kids
I
like.
think it'd have like a safety, like an elevator door.
Or a garage, a sensor
Yeah,
where
like
it's
a
it
sensor.
opens or stops.
Yeah,
No, that's
there
too
was-
big. You can't do that.
There was none of that back then. It was
When the
just,
kid got caught, what happens though? Well, no, listen, I
she
get
didn't
it.
die right away. But
Oh, she died?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She passed away. It was-
I just assumed a
remember-
leg or something got caught.
Oh no, her head. Yeah, something. Yeah.
Would she trip and get like? I just feel
I
like
don't
it's
know, man. Maybe
that's
it
so
closes
hard to
fast.
get your head. No, it doesn't. You see those things? It's so slow.
This is back 20 years ago. This changed the law. Like
No, I know, but I.
I remember in school. You ever have like an adult say something to you when you're a kid and it sticks with you forever?
Yeah.
I remember in school, our gym class had like a lesson about not going near those doors.
And that
Yeah.
makes I just
like they're like your handle will get caught in there. You'll get like they have like the whole
just
thing.
picture
about
what I'm trying to see here is so the kids
I'm
running.
thinking the kids
The
go.
kids
yeah,
running.
it's all over the. I could.
No,
it even
no,
go up
I'm
on the
not
post.
saying that it's wrong.
I'm thinking the kid dives to try to get across
That and got the head stuck because I feel like if
Yeah.
the kid got stuck, well, let's say she went in there and her chest got stuck. I'm not saying she would survive.
I mean, it's
But how do you lose your head?
She didn't
Are you
lose her
going-
head.
Oh,
It
I
didn't
thought
fall
you
off.
said she got
Oh, you kinda-
decapitated.
No.
Sarah made it look like she got.
She got
decapitated.
stuck. Head got stuck.
Oh, and
And it
I
didn't-
just feel like those things
No,
are gonna
she's-
like when
you
they're
know,
at the middle
she
of
was
it.
in a
How
coma
much
for a
more
week
could they
and died.
possibly go? Is what
It was
I
a
want
bad.
to know.
It was all. I'd have to like look at it, and it's all you could like Google it.
I just feel like if I put my hand in there and let it close on it, it would just hurt. I didn't realize it would go that far.
A first grade girl, like
No, I'm just-
those things were.
I'm just
way
talking about
like,
those things
Really
in general.
trying to close though, like
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, and they were, a lot of force. They were big, but it was a huge deal. And then
The only reason I'm saying is because they stop when they hit that one point. So you're only stopping them from going an extra 5 inches if your hand's
Yeah,
in
but your
there.
hands for 5 inches. That sucks.
That's what I was going to say. Does it just? I thought it would just stop.
That's what I
I'm
was.
I
sure
didn't
it
think
does
that it
now.
would push. You know what I mean? Like
This was probably.
No, you're right.
This is probably an older
What a
then,
way to go.
and it was probably 40, 50 years
That
old.
is an
It was like
awful
industrial
way to
door closing.
Imagine that's how you go. I got stuck in the.
gym
I was running
door.
through the gym doors.
Yeah, and well, I remember that day because we had to stay in our classrooms.
You are
and-
so lucky
and
you
it
weren't
was-
in that class.
No, I know.
You would have been scarred for life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure those kids are.
Funny
It's gotta be
story.
Oh,
hard.
that's what I'm saying.
That. Not
A
funny
funny
at all.
story about that.
Not funny at all. It's horrible. My that didn't happen to me. When my brother was in preschool,
Yeah,
his teacher dropped out of a heart attack in their class.
that's hilarious.
Our gym teacher had a heart attack in class in front of. I don't think he died. I think he just had a heart attack.
Who?
Mr. Geller
I don't
at
remember.
Albany Abbey. He's like the
Oh,
oldest
okay.
teacher ever, and he taught gym. I don't think it was my class. I don't even remember whose class. I don't even know if I was in school at the time. But he had a heart attack apparently in front of some kids in one of his
Oh,
classes.
this teacher like died though, legit.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah,
It's-
like fucking drop, and that was it.
Jesus, imagine that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh God.
and I remember it was like a big deal at the time also, and now looking back, the teacher assistant, which was like the one that got all the kids out of the classroom and
Yeah.
in the gym, must have been like my age.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Could you
my God.
imagine trying to deal with?
I
like,
guess
yeah,
I'm your new substitute.
Guess
Look
we're
who
taking
just
over.
got a job.
So everybody, open up your books to page 57.
I heard there's a new permanent replacement.
You think she thought about that?
Yes.
Like,
Fucking-
cha-ching!
Maybe not cha-ching, but like,
Cha-ching. I don't know about that moment, but like later that day, like yeah, it's
I
like
guess I'm full time.
Does this mean I get insurance?
Oh man, I'm so glad I'm out of school.
Oh, no,
my
that's the
God,
one thing.
me
I
too.
was the worst student ever.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever gotten OSS? Or ISS or anything?
I had ISS.
You?
Yeah.
What the hell did you do?
I
No,
can't
just
picture you
wasn't
getting
good
in
at
trouble.
school.
Yeah, but what?
Just like didn't do the work.
And they
And
sent
they-
you to ISS?
ISS for
They
like a
suspended
week
you?
to try to. But
So there was more like, we need you to get this
no,
work
I'm
done.
sorry, it wasn't ISS. I'm conflating. It wasn't ISS. It was like the
Conflating?
step below it.
You weren't
like-
good in school.
No, I wasn't. It was like so like we had open campus lunch. In
Yeah,
Massapequa.
Massapequa used to
Right.
let them roam
Yeah,
free.
Yeah, I
so
told
we
you,
had
I
open
walked in
campus
at
lunch, and
Massapequa
it
one
wasn't
day.
ISS. It was
Study
in
hall or
school
some
lunch.
shit like that?
They
Oh,
made me
okay.
eat lunch inside,
Oh yeah. All right.
so that wasn't bad.
Oh, I've gotten ISS.
What'd you
being
do?
So
in
that's
trouble.
where they just sit you in a room, right?
You sit in a room and you
Yeah.
get your teachers send the work to you because you got in trouble.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
didn't get
punishment.
that.
I had either
He's a
detention.
bad boy.
I wasn't the bad kid who was like, fuck you, teacher. I was the kid who would just always get in trouble for talking. I was a wise ass.
But
But
did you
teachers
argue
also
a
got
lot?
on.
Why?
I didn't really argue.
Why?
I
I
would
can
like.
see you doing that. Why do I have to do
All right,
that?
I was the type of kid who, in math, I was in 11th grade. I was in 12th grade math or 11th grade math, and I was a year ahead of math. I was done with my math regents, and I was in 11th grade.
Oh.
I didn't need to take it.
So you were good at math?
I was good in school, but here's the thing. I should have been taking college credit classes my last 2 years of high school. Instead of doing that, I dicked around for 2 years, barely passed my classes that I needed to pass. It was just like screwed around and totally dropped my GPA. But I was ahead in science and math. I was done in 10th grade with my regents.
Wow,
I just,
look at you.
I think maybe 11th for science.
Damn.
But my senior year, I had like no classes that I needed to graduate.
Yeah, I don't remember having a lot
But
of
most kids,
Oh, dude, drugs.
most
kids.
kids,
He was already
I was a
doing
raging
drugs back
pothead the whole time.
Yeah, that
Most
probably helped
kids
you
would
fine.
take those college credits and like get ahead. I was like, oh, senior year is gonna be fucking awesome. I don't have to take
Yeah.
any classes.
Yeah.
Like I did nothing to further.
That's what I
my,
remember my senior year. Like I was all done with classes. Like I was like, this is it.
yeah,
I,
and
like-
there was other kids
I
who
was
were
able
actually
to
trying
four
hard.
periods.
There were kids who were paying cheaper to take college credit classes
yeah.
in high school.
Yeah,
like,
Definitely.
I didn't do anything that I should have, but I had a great time in high school.
Me too.
But I don't even know where I was. Oh, so I would just get in trouble for walking in late to class, or talking in class, or cutting class.
Yeah.
And I would just get ISS. Or if I got in trouble and kicked out of class, I would go to my dean first, because we had a very good relationship,
Shanley.
and talk to him before he got the slip, so I didn't have to get detentions.
Yeah.
But I got
It's
the
like
worst
going
I
to
ever
court
got.
before they get the ticket.
The worst I ever got was OSS for a month and a half.
So what'd you do?
month and a half.
A
What'd
month
you
and a
do?
half. That's when I got caught high in school in 10th grade.
Oh,
I feel like a month and a half's a little excessive.
Well, we were made examples of.
all right.
Me and my best friend, rest in peace.
we did talk. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I basically went out to go smoke pot, and instead of smoking outside the car, we decided to smoke out the car.
Yeah,
So we
that'll
stunk.
do
Yeah.
And in Farmingdale, you couldn't leave if you weren't a senior, so we got caught coming in because we weren't seniors. My dean smelt the pot on us. My buddy had a bowl, but we didn't even use in his backpack, and they suspended us for. Then they went to the car that we said, because we went out with his whatever to go smoke cigarettes. So they went in her car apparently and found pot, and we wound up getting. He got 2 months, my buddy, and we got a month. But we had to wait like a week and a half to get our sentence. So we basically had a month and a half of OSS, and he had 2 months and a half. That was a proud moment in my family.
That's great.
My brother and all his friends kept on walking by the principal's office and like poking their heads in, like, what happened? Because I guess the word spread out that
Yeah.
Tommy Chick sitting in the fucking principal's office looking like he was about to cry.
So
Wow.
you just home for?
Okay, so I was. My parents were not they weren't extremely strict, but they weren't easy either, in the sense that you did something wrong, you get punished, and they would stick to punishments. My one buddy who got 2 months didn't get punished at all. Like, he was hanging out with everybody, still going out, even though he just wasn't going to school for 2 months.
Yeah.
But my parents' whole thing was, the whole entire time you're in OSS, you're not allowed to leave the house. The only
Yeah.
time I was allowed to leave my house was to go to the library for my tutors. Because if my mother or my father was at work and I had a tutor come by, they're not allowed to come to your house with no parents there.
Oh, okay.
So you'd have to
Sure,
be
I
in
go
a
to the
public
library.
place. So I would go to the library. And I would love it because I would walk to the library. And
Stop
then
and get a sun kissed on the
my
way.
other good friend, Choda, would stop by. He would take my bus home, come to my house, rip cigarettes with me before my parents got home, and then he would go back to his house.
Damn.
He would just walk
Living
home.
the life.
Well,
That was
boys
my
ripping
buddy, bro. Yeah,
smokes.
just coming in to get my, get my cigarettes in, and
Now Shab was out there on the
my friends.
lake watching.
I'll
movies.
never forget Halloween, because I got to this day. I remember I got caught in like the first week. I think it was October 6th. My suspension kicked in. I think it was October 15th to November 15th, and Halloween was right in the middle of my suspension. And my friends all knew I wasn't allowed to leave the house, so they all showed up at my house on Halloween, and like, oh, can we see Tom? And my mother's like, oh, your friends are here. They're all shaving cream, having a grand old time, and we were hanging out outside my house for like 5-10 minutes, and then as they were leaving, this is the funniest thing. I obviously live in the
Yeah.
court. They not spray painted, shaving creamed a hole on the whole entire court. Jail cells with a person's head and like hands holding the jail cell, and it said lockdown.
That's funny.
And it was tremendous, and it was there because it was in shaving cream. I mean, probably for 3-4 weeks easily until
Yeah.
like the rain eventually washed
So
it
the rain.
away.
That's
So
all.
Every time I left my house, I
Washed it
saw
away.
my parents like, friends are such idiots.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, that was it, and that was the worst I ever got. It was a month and a half of OSS.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, I had my fair
That's a
share.
long time, yeah.
I was getting in trouble since I was in elementary school, but my teachers liked me. Like I always.
He always
was
thinks
good.
people like him.
No, they would even tell my parents and stuff like he's a good kid. He's just
He's
talks,
a good kid. He's
He
just,
just
a little
talks
trouble.
to.
Lost.
He just talks too much, or he
Yeah,
socializes.
Jesus, we
I
haven't
have
shut up this whole
ADD.
podcast.
I know that's what it is. I'm sorry.
God, we're in the third
We're
time hearing
gonna
about
do
this OSS.
Oh, I'm
This
sorry.
has been on episode 73, 42, and episode 11. We've heard about this OSS. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I love you, chick. You're,
So that was my high school career.
it's your professional career as well. It's about on par. Nothing
Not much
changed.
has changed at work.
By the way, you did get suspended from work eventually, you know?
Yeah, it's called fired.
Yeah.
I've had
You know?
my share of my run-ins at work too.
You've had your share of run-ins.
Work.
Life has beat you down.
I've had more odd endings to jobs, just like awkward and just like weird ways to go about leaving jobs and getting fired or quitting or whatever it was.
Quit your glass. I can't look at a guy.
I was cleaning them; they were fogging
Like,
up.
They were fogging big time.
They were fogging.
I'm sweating.
You know when you're used to seeing somebody with glasses and then they take them off and you're like, oh god. Like I'm so used to
Dude,
you
whenever
with
he
glasses.
takes his glasses off, I
It's tough to
can't
look
look
at.
at him.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. I had to go to the doctor again today to get my sleep apnea results.
Yeah, what's going on with your results?
Yeah, are you
And
serious?
I gained weight, and I even looked at a girl. And I'm
From
like,
last
oh my,
week?
no, it was from like 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I'm getting fatter by the day. And
Dude,
Joe,
you're sweating, swatting flies.
shut up, right? It's hot back here.
breathing.
I'm gonna do the rest of the show
kidding.
with no glasses, just
God.
to piss you guys off.
Glasses are steamed up again.
So-
Dude, when you take your glasses off, I can't see as well.
yeah, it's tough to.
I can honestly tell you, my eyes. I used to be able to take my glasses
Do
off,
you have a
and
touch of
I could
Asian with
see.
you or something like that?
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Here's what it is. I have a lazy eye, so one eye, if you look, they're not.
You can't really tell. You can't tell that you have a lazy eye because
Look at me.
your eyes are so thin.
You know what's funny?
saying. There's
I
like
think
a
I have
touch of
thin
Asian.
eyes on top of the pot smoking. My eyes. My buddy's mother once asked me like, how come I never seen chicks' eyes?
Yeah, it's hard to see your.
And he's like, it's because he smokes a lot of pot.
Yeah.
But my parents used to always ask me,
They're like
Mom, why are your
little
eyes red
slivers.
or shut? And I used to blame it on my contacts or the wind when I was in high school.
The wind.
Before I said it was windy out. My brothers used to be like, they used to just laugh in the back on hearing me say,
All right,
like,
go back to you're a little out of control tonight. I don't know what's going on with you.
I'm,
But
things
you're a
are
little
good for me
chatty.
right now. I'm
Like-
chatty.
Is it what? Are things good for you? 'Cause
Yeah, things are
do you
good for
notice
me.
that he's a little
Yeah.
chatty today?
Yeah, no, things
I
are good
love
for
the
me.
stories coming in, but my God.
I had a good day today.
Like,
and I can't even get into it. But I-
So
Okay.
you don't even tell us.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. It's
Good
fine.
day for chicks.
But
Good
you
day for
started
chick.
by talking about your results. What
No.
happened to
You
your
gained
results?
20 pounds. What happened?
So I gained weight when I first get in there, and like so I was actually joking around with the nurse, and like she was kind of cute, but like whatever. We were having fun. She brought me into the wrong room. I said,
Stay on topic.
"I'm saying it is the same
All right.
topic. It's me and the
This
thing."
broad.
She brought me into the wrong room. I'm like, "Oh, thank God I didn't get the wrong procedure." You know, she's like, "Oh."
Oh, God.
So my doctor comes in and he's like, "Let's
Such a
see."
Dad.
That face is the.
He goes, "Let's see the results." And he looks. He goes, "Oh boy."
Oh, it's never a good sign.
I start laughing and I go, "It's that bad, huh?" And he goes, "Well, yeah." He goes,
well, yeah.
he goes,
it's
"This is
not
how he
good.
breaks it down to me before he tells me what I have." He goes, "So just so you know, what they call is disturbances in your sleep, and what a disturbance is
Talking to
you
you is a disturbance.
either stop breathing, or you slow down your breathing to the point where it sends a signal to your brain that wakes you up."
Right.
Now, these wake-ups can happen so quick that you're not really conscious that you're waking up. It's kind of your brain, like, waking up, you start breathing again, and then it's like you're back. So you never hit a good
Never hit
sleep.
REM sleep.
You never hit a REM sleep, and you don't even really sleep that much. It's just a terrible sleep. And it's terrible for your heart. So, he goes, it was like 5 disturbances is normal. It was like 10 to 15 is mild. 15 to 25 is like whatever's after mild.
Not good.
Not good. And then he goes, anything over 30 is severe. I said, oh, all right. What was I? He goes, 92.
What?
I said, 92 disturbances an hour? That's like 3 a minute, basically. So that means
Oh,
every minute I'm sleeping, I wake up in my brain or wide awake 3 times.
That's insane.
A minute. A minute. Because I either stop breathing while I'm sleeping or my breathing starts slowing down where it has to signal my brain.
Could it be because you
Yeah, I
sleep in the car sometimes?
No, that's nothing to do with that. You dick.
It might
Wow.
have something.
So I asked him, I go, 90? He's like,
That's
yeah.
hot.
Are you sweating? Are your glasses?
He's like,
gleaming
that's
at
like
this
severely severe. He goes,
Severely.
Like,
That's
he
off
goes-
the charts, right?
he
Is that
goes-
off the charts?
I go, he goes, if you had 2/3 less disturbances, you'd still be severe. I said,
Oh my God.
all right.
Thanks,
I
Doc.
said, this explains a lot of my life, of why I've always been so drowsy, a lot of my lack of energy, and just, I think this is going to be a life-changing, like, now that I finally got it back at me, that I know that it's severe, it's not just assumed that it's
Oh
severe.
my God.
He
You're gonna
goes,
start using
so
this
now
as
I
an
asked
excuse,
him, well,
aren't
now
you?
I got asthma. He's asked me, how's your asthma been? I said, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
He goes,
This is gonna be an excuse. If the podcast goes bad, well, I wake up 3 times a minute. I don't get much rest.
I don't get much rest. I want to go back to all my bosses and be like, see?
Or worse, you start sleeping better.
Yeah, and he's still the same.
Well, that could be an issue. My life's still the
He's
same,
still
and I can't.
unbearable.
So fuck you, unbearable. So I go 90. I go, is that the highest you've ever gotten? And he goes, oh no. I'm like,
I once got a
thank God.
92 from a
No, he said he's gotten a few in the hundreds. So
Or is he just saying that?
no, this guy was like he
That
didn't
means
even
he probably
budge.
has like one that reached 100.
1 in 100, but it was post-mortem.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
This guy can't even say
I was
that.
working at the mortuary and this guy. But other than that,
So that's me, guys. I don't sleep.
yeah,
It's been
wow.
real. So all this thing, everybody's been
It's been
joking
real.
around about sleep apnea, like it don't affect nothing.
Nobody said it don't affect
This
nothing
shit is
in your
real,
words.
and I got severely severe sleep apnea.
Severely severe. You're everything about you is severely severe. That should be your name.
Severely severe.
Severely severe chest.
So yeah,
Nothing about you is low.
but no, so I'm getting my full. Tomorrow's the day where I sleeping gets better. Not tonight.
Oh, you get
Tonight
your
will
full
probably be another
routine.
Oh, when
shitty
they
night of
strap
sleep.
a mask to you and blow air up your nostrils?
So here's the thing: they gave me the half mask at the last place when I left, and I'm gonna ask for a full mask.
You using ResMed?
I don't know. We'll see when they get
We'll
there.
see.
But they come tomorrow to give me my mask. They're gonna teach me how to use it, and then it starts.
Nice, man. This is gonna make.
This is gonna be
it's
a
gonna be a
life
game changer,
changer.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
could be coming on this show like JoJo fucking woo.
Or it could affect you to the point where it's tough to sleep with these things.
Well, that's the point of smoking pot, though. That'll
Okay.
get my face.
I used to work for a company that we would sell these.
Well, let me tell you, the half mask one, that goes over my nose, which you can't breathe through your mouth in it. You're
Yeah.
supposed to breathe through your nose. I've slept with that already, and it's not that bad.
Okay.
So worst case, I'll
But
use
now
the
you're
half
getting
mask. I'm gonna ask for that full mask
You gotta
because the
sleep on
full
your back,
mask.
though, right?
What?
You gotta sleep in your back, though.
No, you can sleep any way you want as long as you're comfortable. You can do it.
you can shove his face in the pillow and the air still shoots into him.
Yeah, because the
But then
air
you
is
have a
coming.
thing on your face.
Well, that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. Is if you're comfortable.
Oh, okay.
But it
But
doesn't
he's
matter.
gonna be so high. He's gonna be so zogged out of his mind that he's not gonna notice this mask's on his head.
He's gonna
That's
find
the
a way to
plan.
put pot in the...
Yeah. He's gonna. He's
Turn
gonna.
it into a bong.
Yeah. Sorry, Doc. I gotta sleep. Oh man. All right. Well, look.
I'm ecstatic.
So you're
I'm
on
on
the
cloud 9 right now because
Oh
I got
my
a
God.
couple good things going in the financial aspect of my life.
Oh God.
And
Stop.
What the fuck?
I'll tell you guys after.
No.
It's nothing illegal. It's perfectly legal,
That
and it's
sounds
just
legit.
might be.
By the way, you know when somebody has an issue with a lot of things where he goes, I have good financial news on the way, and he goes, no, but it's perfectly legal.
Well, that's because everyone thinks you're probably going to resort to something illegal to do it.
Yeah, all right.
No, it's just a good opportunity that might arise.
I'm sure it's totally legal and fine that we can't talk about on a public forum.
I'll tell you. You know what? I'll tell you off air. But
I know.
anyway,
Yeah, right. Nothing's changed. All right. Good, man. Good.
No, that's good.
so that's my. That's been my life. The past couple weeks has been worrying about this sleep apnea and finally
Well,
getting it.
Good. I'm glad it's under control. Well,
It's not there yet.
It's not there yet, and I don't know what you're doing. You're like picking up cigarettes out of your ashes here.
Yeah, I'm just putting them in the bag.
All right. Well, that's good.
Okay.
What was I gonna say?
Football picks we were talking about.
Oh yeah. Did you guys? Since it's the first week of we didn't get really. I wanted to just.
Can we talk about the draft first?
Yeah, I want to get to the
That was
draft
fun.
because I have a problem with you idiot. So
Yeah, tell everybody what's going on
all right,
first.
so we have a fantasy football draft. It's sort of a. We have some people that left our old league that I was in, traders I like to call them, and we started a new league. Chick was involved. Chick is now involved in the league. Big T, friend of the podcast,
is on.
also in, and I had.
And he got a D-.
He did. I as well got a D- in our draft recap. But
I got an A-.
that's
Did you
besides
really?
Yeah.
Drafted the whole Chiefs team.
I only drafted a couple Chiefs. damn it.
Oh god, Chris just fist bumped shit and broke his cigarette. Come on, he needs that, man. It's his last day without a mask. So last minute they decide we're gonna do the draft at my house, which I don't care. I
actually offered my house too.
and I said we should do it at your house.
And
but-
he said, nah, my house is fine. And then he calls me and tells me, anyway, it's at B's house. I said, what the fuck was wrong with my house?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. Our good buddy, Mr.
JB,
our number one fan,
our number one fan.
he wanted to do it at my house. I think because he's comfortable. I don't
Can
know.
we talk about something very,
What?
very nice that I did too? I've been a nice
We'll
guy.
get there, my
Oh,
God.
all right, you
Jesus
are going to get there. I didn't know
Christ,
you were
yes.
going to get there.
You're very jumpy today.
I'm sorry.
Very jumpy, isn't he? Is it just
he's
me?
up. He's up. He's
There's
here.
like
Get used to it.
I would have thought he started
Okay.
sleeping yesterday.
yeah.
Get used to high energy chick.
Okay. All right. You are like this is
You
typical
know what it
first
was?
day
I
school
saw
behavior.
him drinking a Coke today instead of a Sunkist. so I
Yeah,
think
things
that's
have
what
all
did it.
changed.
Sunkist is a little too unhealthy. No,
Oh.
that has nothing to do with why.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with it.
I
That was
can't
just a
believe we
coincidence.
actually looked at him like he was serious. So anyway, long story bearable. We had the draft at my house. Chris, you stopped by because
Yeah.
you had to bring me my stage. Thank you very well. Thank you very well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was surprised to see you there.
That
It was a
show-
nice, it was a pleasant
Yeah, it was
surprise.
cool to stop
That
by.
show
You
ended
guys
up being
take
a lot
it
of fun.
real seriously. So
And that was a light one. That wasn't too serious.
I was a little shocked you didn't have like a big board.
Yeah,
I pictured you being a big
we used to
board
do
guy.
that.
Yeah.
We used to, I in some leagues I've done that. But anyway, everybody came by. It was a good time. We had all the
I actually did have a good time.
we had
It was
all
fun.
the shout out to Sean for being the commissioner and all that. I don't know. Nobody cares about our league. Let's get down to
We
brass
care
tacks.
about our lives.
At the end of the all right. I'd be remiss if I didn't say Chick, of course, caused issues before the draft in his group text messaging. Right?
Okay.
You can.
Standard.
Yeah, it's a standard move. Of course, we're just trying to get the draft together, and he's already throwing shots at people. And then he's like in the middle of the day, and he's like, I don't understand. This league doesn't like to have fun. I'm like, we will get to that. We'll get to that. Let's just figure out where we're gonna draft and how we're gonna make this happen. And he's already
Chick's talking shit. He doesn't even have a team yet.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Start
So
early, baby. Coming in hot.
So of course, him and one of the guys, our number one fan, go at it. They've long been
It's not like it was out of nowhere between
right.
us two.
You guys have had words.
We've had a lot of words through the years.
So this guy was at the draft.
yes.
Okay.
You
Big
know,
monstrosity of a human being that was sitting in the couch next
Oh
to me.
yeah.
yeah. The guy that looks like he should be plowing fields in Russia.
The
Yeah.
guy that would kill
Okay.
me if we actually came to blows.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh Chick. That guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Pop him.
Yeah.
But I don't stop me. Can't stop, won't stop.
So, well, he did. Well, no, he didn't.
I was the bigger man.
Okay. See, already.
See?
Not the bigger man. I did the right thing.
You did the right thing for once. Chick actually reached out to this gentleman, and
Because I almost left the league, and then he almost left. Like neither.
they both
because of
simultaneously
each other.
quit.
Yes.
Okay.
They were like, I'm not dealing with him. And he's like, I'm not dealing with him. And I'm leaving too. And we're like, all right, you idiots. So, you're so stupid. Stupid on both ends.
Yes,
You
it
know.
was. I'm not. I'm not.
So, yeah, Chick called him and was like, I'm sorry. And I was very happy that you did that. Because I personally wanted you in this league. Like, you're a good friend of mine.
Here's what happened. It was just like I wasn't gonna have a league that I'm coming into the first year get spoiled because of my obnoxiousness.
And it wasn't going to get spoiled. It just.
But it was because he
Yeah.
wasn't gonna do it.
But we could
and-
have replaced you guys.
Well, whatever. I didn't want it to get ruined, so I was like, you know what? I reached out to him and I was like, listen, we're both adults. I won't attack you. You don't attack me. Like, show me the same respect I'll
Alright,
show you.
Adult babies.
We could poke fun at each other. Like, we'll have fun, and we did, but let's keep it civil. and have a good draft.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
And he was like, "Thank you for reaching out. It means a lot." And we were fine.
And
we
you guys were
we
fun.
joked around and we had
showed
fun.
up. I felt there was a little tension when you first came in, because Chick comes in hot.
I do.
Chick comes in right away, and
I can't help it.
Part of me thinks it's an insecurity on your part, because he's coming in there and he's talking loud. It's like,
It's not an insecurity.
whatever. And I could see, and I could see the other party that he got into the issue with is sort of looking at they're kind of looking at each other but not saying anything, and then you said you
I went over and said
went
hello.
hello and said hi, and it was all good. It was good, and you were great, and you're somebody that this league needs. You bring a little spice, you bring a
That's
little
what
fun.
I did to do, bro.
Yeah, I like that.
I came in ready to go.
You did. You came in. You drafted terribly, and you
Drafted terribly. I killed it. Okay, here's the issue that we had with my draft. And we'll talk a little sports. This, everybody, we never talk about sports, and me being a huge sports fan.
It's week 1 of the NFL.
Yeah,
football
we're going to
season.
get a little
Yeah.
into it right now. So, right off the bat, I draft. Their league has a different point system than I'm used to. So I don't really know.
Oh God! Right away, he was
So I don't really know what the strongest first pick would have been. But I see a guy I want, I take him. Fucking Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Pat Mahomes.
Pick comes back to me. I'm like, Tyreek Hill, best player on the board, in my opinion, at that moment. It's all right to have a quarterback-receiver combination.
I like that.
That wasn't that bad.
great, yeah.
So I did it. I drafted Tyreek Hill. So now my first 2 picks are Chiefs. But they're a high-powered offense. They score a ton of points. I'm feeling good.
Are you going to recap your whole draft? What are you doing?
Just the top 3 picks. Pick comes back to me. I go out on a limb and take basically the Chiefs' starting running back. He was probably the best running back left.
Who was it?
Was it Darwin Williams or Thompson? I forget his. I don't even. This guy's like a rookie, first or second year back. I don't even know him.
He just
that
signed
much.
LaShawn McCoy, so maybe.
Well,
that
now that happened after the draft.
That's true.
So I take a Chief, and right away I'm like, fuck. I have nobody else on the team. I have 3 Chiefs.
3 Chiefs.
So it's like one of those things
you have
where
a
it's
rough
like a
bye
bad
week.
game for them and a bye week. But the bye week's late in the season, so it may not affect me. But it was just like, wow, I'm off to a bad start. And then I just came through and I crushed the second part of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have an A- team.
Well, the draft recap. So CBS Sportsline, where we do our league out of, has a little draft recap, and they, it's nonsense. Basically.
It is nonsense. But
I
it's
got
nice to see.
I got a D minus.
It's nonsense, but everybody wants to see that team get a good draft.
Sure.
grade.
So anyway,
And B and Big T.
Me and
were
Big
at the
T
bottom.
had-
Which I actually thought Big T's team was pretty
everybody thought Big T had a great team, but
good. Until CBS
until
recapped
CBS
it
recapped, it was like this team stinks.
and told them this team stinks. Exactly.
So anyway, we had a good night. It was fun. Everybody was enjoying themselves. Half of the room was we had the den area where we were drafting,
Watching the shitty Yankees.
watching the Yankees, and watching a winning team. And then other people had to leave because they were, smoking addicts. Check.
Listen, I thought the draft was going to be outside,
We could have done it outside.
and that's what I wanted to, but it's okay.
Well, you should have said that.
I did. That's why I said I'm probably going to set up shop outside.
Oh, okay. Well, there wasn't. We could have done it outside, but everybody had their laptops.
Yeah,
and,
I get it.
So, somewhere throughout the night. By the way, 2 of these people stayed. I had work the next day.
They slept there.
2 guys stayed till like 2:33 in the morning. I couldn't get them out of the house. Fine. Listen, I was thrown.
In their defense, you did say I'm chilling. I got nothing going on.
No, that's true. I said I have work tomorrow, and I'll have a few pops with you guys. But it got
We
a little
ended
late.
the draft late. That was
We
a
did.
long draft.
It was the longest draft, yeah. So because everybody takes forever drafting, really.
Gotta put a clock
you
on
know. Next year we will.
Yeah, you gotta put a clock.
But you don't want to like I was watching my friend draft.
You don't want to have to rush past.
And it was
either.
like 2 minutes, and they're like, I don't even know what's going on, and then it's not fun,
Yeah, that I get.
But
Maybe
those
5
middle,
minutes.
those middle rounds, maybe. So, end of the night, everybody leaves. Now, my parents are away. I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm a little anxious when my parents are away. I don't like being home alone. Okay?
Yes, you're
Not a fan of it.
35-year-old man who doesn't like being home alone.
I just don't like it. There's like, I don't know.
You wouldn't do well in this household because
This
my
house-
parents go away a lot.
I know, but this house, my house is a corner house. I feel like this house is tucked in.
I got a park right there. We're all gonna do is hop a fence to get in.
Yeah, maybe.
Somebody could kill somebody in the park, hop the fence, come in and kill me.
Later. Well, yeah, but you're up every 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm right here. I
You'd
see
be
you
like,
coming.
I mean,
You want to smoke with me, bro?
I just get a little weird, being home alone. I don't love it, and it's a corner house. It's like dark all over the place. So anyway, everybody leaves, and I go out to the back door where everybody was smoking, including the ringmaster chick.
I love how I'm the
And I'm not
ringmaster when I
blaming you.
wasn't.
I'm not blaming you because I have my suspicions on a lot of fellas in that league, and maybe you're not the one. But I go out and my back door, is not closing. One of these
Idiots. I'll say because it wasn't me.
goons,
Yeah, savage.
mongrels, took my lock and tried to lock it the opposite way, so the lock doesn't work anymore. So it. And listen, for all you listening, try to get into my house. I made a quick fix and I'm able to lock the door. But it's
Now,
going to require some.
Can I do some defending here?
Sure, defend.
In my
Because you're
defense-
one of the guys that was outside the entire night.
Yes. And that's why I could say one
In
thing.
and out.
I wasn't in and out.
Oh, you were eating
I was
and
out.
you were smoking.
I ate once
You did-
and I was out.
You were doing three. You
The
were eating,
majority
you were
of the night.
smoking, and you were drafting.
But either way, it doesn't matter. I was one of the only ones there who wasn't drinking. And I smoke pot, I'm fine. I'm sober, I remember, I know what's going on. I'm very
Maybe
aware.
you were so out of it
No.
with your sleep.
No,
I don't know. This is the old chick.
this is the old chick. And I promise you, it wasn't me for two reasons. One, if I broke your door, I would tell you. I would. I would
Okay.
come up to you with my tail between my legs, or probably laughing.
Yeah.
I just broke your door.
You make
'Cause
a
I
good
wouldn't.
point.
I would
You
just
would
say
do.
it,
I
and I
do
wouldn't
believe-
whatever. Two, I'm not blaming anybody because I don't know who it was. That's the second thing. I
You have a
refuse
third
to
thing?
point the finger at somebody.
But you think you have your suspicions?
I have my suspicions that it was one of three people because they were the most drunk and probably
Name
wouldn't
names,
have
bro.
no
Name
idea.
names.
I'll say
We're naming
that
names on here. I don't
one
care.
of them was a guest on our show and didn't talk.
And he left early.
The other one is the most obnoxious and loud person we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've gotten in trouble for talking about him on this podcast.
So yeah, we
I
won't
might
say
know who you're
anything
talking about.
more than that. And the other person I wouldn't have said anything to, but he was just in rare form at the end of the night. And from a prior instant that you told me about, makes me think that actions tend to repeat themselves.
This is a guy.
But the
Who
reason
also-
why one of the reasons why I think is because he was one of the people was so quick to point the finger at others.
Okay. So now I'm gonna say my piece here, Chris. You're the mediator here.
Sure.
You don't have to make a
I don't
decision
think
who
Chick
did
did
it.
it.
I don't believe whoever did it on purpose.
Yeah, I
Oh,
definitely
probably
agree
not,
with that.
no.
Although I do feel that there is some jealousy towards me in the league. I do draft well. I do have a hit podcast. There's a lot of jealousy that's thrown my way, and I see it. Maybe they don't see it, but I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't. But I don't think it was done on purpose.
It definitely wasn't
No,
done.
I don't think it
maliciously.
was done on purpose.
Now, Chick says he was completely sober. He was smoking pots the entire night. He was
No different than any
We
other
have
night.
discussed what that does to your brain.
It does it to your brain,
And now
but I wasn't no more than I usually do. I was completely.
you- yeah,
his
he was
brain
the
is
only one
mush.
not
Like I don't even
free.
know what he just said.
You've seen me smoke and eat a lot of pot where you know I'm fine.
But now that I hear this information about your sleep study, maybe you were just sleepwalking and you didn't know.
Sleepwalking,
I
man.
don't sleepwalk.
What
I
if
wake
you
up
wouldn't
when I
know.
don't sleep.
Pete, what if in his sleepwalking everything's upside down, so he has to lock
Exactly.
his
That's what I'm thinking.
door upside down?
Okay, that could be one to go with else.
Now the
That's a
other
theory.
guy,
It's a theory.
the other guy is the guy that was on our podcast, Nikki NG.
NJ, Nikki G.
He's about to be a dad. Okay? He's probably not sleeping himself. Now
And he
got out of there pretty early.
got out of there. It was almost like, which one, he moved all the way out
Yeah.
east. And
Granted,
he left
lives
early.
he lives in one country
But that
now.
bothers me because he left early because now it's going to be I come out and I have to leave super early because it's a 40-minute drive. When they want you to come out
That's a
there, it's
drive.
close. When they want you to come out there, it's close. When they're going home, it's far.
All right, we're stuck.
right,
we're
okay,
going on the
yeah.
door here.
I know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to
I
throw
know
that
what you're
out there.
saying, but yeah.
Fucking idiot.
So that's one. The third is my good friend, Mr. Arch, Mr. Narch. I see you with your tiny hands.
Your tiny hands.
He's got tiny hands. Okay.
I never paid attention to that.
Well,
didn't notice
I
that.
pay attention to people's hands. And he has broken a fence in the past in Fire Island because he pushed it the wrong way. So he has a history here. And he's also a new dad, so he's also running on no sleep.
He's got a lot of people not
A
sleeping.
lot of people.
A lot of people in this league aren't sleeping. Then there's Scott. Then there's my buddy Scott. Scott had a bad back. Scott was moving
Was
around.
he leaning on the door to hold himself up?
My question exactly, was he leaning on the door to prop himself up? I don't know. I don't know.
Possible.
It might be.
He was definitely out and about a lot.
He was. He didn't sit one minute.
Yep. And is in a lot of pain.
Who else is in this league?
That was out there.
That was
the,
out
the
there.
commish. Big SC.
Big SC. Maybe he's got it out for me. Maybe he wanted it at his house.
Maybe he's annoyed that we had it at your
Yeah.
house, or he's annoyed that he's now running the league because
Right.
nobody wants to run a league.
Yeah, maybe he's got some ulterior motives.
And I just got all the food, and nobody probably gave him any money.
Exactly.
And fuck your door.
And by the way, I didn't pay him that night either. I forgot to pay him.
Oh, so that's. Oh, he did
So
it.
so he might have done.
He's
so
got
he might,
got a lot of motive.
He might go. You're not going to pay me. You're going to pay for the door. And then you know.
B, don't worry about paying me.
Yeah. Don't worry about
You
it.
already paying
you got
for
enough
it.
issues like Get enough bills coming up.
So there's a lot of guys.
Let me see what I did to the screen.
There's a lot of guys in there that could have done it, and I haven't gotten to the bottom of it yet, but I will.
Can I tell you the one thing that shocks me the most, and this is where I'm embarrassed for the guys in this league,
Yes.
and I don't feel bad because I know it wasn't me, and this is why I can confidently say this. It's pathetic and embarrassing that a grown man
I agree.
broke your door
Broke my door. Come
and
into my house.
refuses
Yeah.
to admit it.
And because
if they
you're-
told him about it, it wouldn't have been a problem.
It would have been a problem.
It wouldn't have been a
Yeah,
problem.
I would have had a problem.
You would have been upset. You would have been annoyed. It would have been fine.
Yes. But now my parents are away, and they think not only can I not afford to leave the house, but when I have my friends over, we still break doors. Very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. And also, I'm scared to be home alone. Okay, I
And now
watch
the door's
way too
unlocked.
much
Yeah,
true
now you got
crime
an unlocked
for
door,
an unlocked
and
door.
you just told everyone about it. So
Well, no, I did.
It's
Like I
fixed
said,
now.
I put it. I made a quick fix. It's locked. We can't use that door. But I can't use the door now. The dog's been trying to let himself out of it. It's been a nightmare. It's been difficult for me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. But
sounds like a rough.
we'll get down to it, and I will find the culprit. Whether it's the last thing I do, but since it is the first week of the football season, we wanted to do a sort of an inside bet. I don't know. We haven't. We'll
Just picks.
we're gonna do a pick, our Super Bowl picks, and
I would say we pick our Super Bowl contenders
Super Bowl-
and champion.
all right. So the two teams in the Super Bowl and the winner. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, that's all I want to
Okay.
do.
Because I have that. And you want to do the NFL MVP? Because I have the MVP. I already know who it's going to be.
Sure, we could do an MVP.
Alright. You don't have to do it.
No, I got somebody.
All right. Chip, you go first.
So,
The 2019 Super Bowl will be what?
the New England Patriots,
Okay.
again, because
Yeah.
they're the best team in the AFC. And I feel like the AFC has only got worse. Andy Reid will never win a Super Bowl, and they're the only other team that I think can compete with them. I just don't see any other team beating New England. So I'm going to be that guy who picks the favorite New England versus...
Did you
You
forget?
guys know what wins championships?
Defense.
Yep. And who's got the best defense in the league, B?
The New York Jets.
No, Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
I'm going to go with the Bears, even though I don't love their offense. I
Don't
don't
love
love
Trubisky.
Trubisky, but I think Trubisky's going to be like... I think it's going to be like a Trent Dilfer type thing, where
The Dilf man.
he just has to be good enough.
Good old number 12. Number 8 in some teams.
So my matchup is New England versus Chicago,
And who wins?
Chicago again. It's a
And
repeat of the '85 Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm going to put this down. 'Cause
Okay.
Bears
Chick
beat the
picks.
Pats.
New England.
And the MVP this year,
Wait, who wins? New England?
yeah. No, what did I say?
Oh,
No,
you said
Bears.
Chicago.
Oh, Bears.
Bears.
Okay, wow, Bears.
Bears beating the Pats.
Okay, and who's your MVP? Who's your league MVP?
You do your Super Bowl, and then I'll do my MVP.
Oh, okay. You haven't thought of it. All right.
Nah, I just want to take a gander
I
at
haven't
something.
thought of it. I gotta think for a second.
All right. So I'll go because I have thought about this. In the Super Bowl this year, will be the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
That's right.
Okay.
The Green Bay Packers under new head coach Matt LaFleur, whatever his name is.
Peter LaFleur.
Yes. And they will play versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are going to get it all together this year. And
I like the risks. Risks.
Yeah. But they will lose to the Packers. Packers are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I like the new coach. And on top of that, Aaron Rodgers is going to be the MVP this year. That's my picks.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers wins the MVP. Packers win the Super Bowl, and they beat the Steelers.
I think the MVP, and I'm going to go out on a big limb here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick big Baker Mayfield.
Wow. I don't like that pick at all.
I don't love it, but I think he's got a good chance to blow it out the gate this year.
Okay.
I think it's going to come down to him and Mahomes again. I think they're the two best. I think Mahomes is the best player in the league right now. It's got to be.
He could go back to back.
But well, that's one of the things they don't really do back to back a lot in the NFL. I feel like.
Yeah.
So my personal thing is he's going to turn the Browns around this year, and he's going to have a good enough year.
I think
where
the Browns are going to stink.
I would pick them. They're gonna be my sleeper Super Bowl.
I don't think they'll make the Super Bowl.
I don't think they're going
But
to.
hey, wait, let's go.
I think
Chris,
they're
who's
going on
next?
Yeah.
hope, bro. I think
All
they're
right.
going on hope.
All right. What do you
I
got?
don't know which league are the Browns in?
AFC.
They're in the AFC.
Okay, so I got the Browns for the AFC, even though it's tough to top the Patriots. And
If the Browns make it to the Super Bowl,
I
that
guess-
would be.
I think they could on heart. That city's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Fucking-
I guess, but who do you think
I
they're
don't
going
know,
to
but
play?
they have a ton of great new players, right? I mean, they
Got
did it.
They
OBJ,
do.
they
But-
got Chubb, they got a ton of players.
My thing with the Browns
They're not
is
home.
They're the
there's-
Browns.
Midfield.
and there's so much hype around them, and I already don't
I
like.
haven't been following it. Is there like a ton of?
Oh,
That's
super
on.
man.
And Beckham's already can't keep his mouth shut,
Actually, I
and
don't
Mayfield.
like Beckham,
Like
but I
that.
didn't like him on the Giants. I'm hoping for this. What kind of trouble is he gonna get in Cleveland?
Well, who,
You can get into a lot of trouble.
yeah, go. Who's your NFC team?
Packers.
All right.
Packers again.
One of my
Right.
coworkers is a huge Packer
I like
fan.
it.
Talks him up all the time.
Who's
According
winning?
to him, it's a great season. Green Bay.
Ooh,
Wow, all
Who's
right.
your MVP?
Uh,
You don't care. You don't.
I don't have a.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Pick anybody.
I'm very interested in what Ezekiel Elliott's doing.
All right.
Oh,
Not
he
bad,
signed a
not-
big contract.
Not a bad.
I'm very interested in that contract.
I don't think they give running backs the respect they deserve. I think
That's what I'm
Saquon.
saying. Yeah, I
But
think
the problem
it's
is
a
Saquon.
game changer.
Yeah, the Giants are going to be
running
so bad that it doesn't matter how good Saquon does.
Yeah.
But
But
what, Ezekiel Elliott got the first guaranteed contract though, right? For
Something like that. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
game
he got.
changer.
He
So I've
got
been
his
interested
game
in that.
changer.
So it'd be
All
cool
right.
if you want.
But guys, I know you probably don't want to go too much time, but
Oh,
I do
you got
want to
picks?
give my picks.
All right. Let's get to those
And
picks.
I've watched so much stuff this week. I'm not going to go into. I'm going to use 4 picks as 1 pick, and I'm not going to go into them because they're self-explanatory.
Cool. Okay.
I went on the ID channel and I had a crime spree of just watching like all these murder serial killers.
Oh, those are fun.
I love those.
So my first pick is going to be a combination of all of these are on ID Go, which is Investigation Discovery or something like that.
Yeah.
The Boston Strangler,
Mm.
The Hunt for the Killer. It's called. It's about the '60s. Albert DeSalvo killed 13 women in Massachusetts. Pretty crazy.
Oh wow.
BTK Killer's on that.
Yes.
A Killer Among Us, it's called. Again, ID Go, Dennis Rader killed 10 women over a 30-year span in Wichita,
By the way,
Kansas.
great podcast that his about
Yes.
his daughter.
all right, I
His
didn't
daughter
know you
finding out that
She's in this a lot.
yeah, she had like a podcast where she was talking about learning that her dad was a BTK killer.
Yeah, 'cause she didn't know for a
Yeah.
while.
And she grew up in that time, obviously, where she was like they were afraid of the BTK killer. Little did she know.
It was your father.
Her father.
Oh, that's weird. What's that
Yeah.
podcast called?
I forget.
Oh,
it's out
I
there
gotta
though.
find
It's-
that.
Yeah.
The other one was the Ted Bundy, Mind of a Monster. and it was awesome. I know there's a bunch of Ted
Bundy
Bundy
out.
stuff,
right now.
but this one was
Bundied out.
no, but this was a very good one.
I need him.
I'm
He
bored
was-
with Bundy.
In the 70s, he was
Tired
charged
of
and
Ted.
confessed to 30 murders, and they suspected him of over 100. So he killed a fucking ton of people.
Yeah.
And The Son of Sam: The Hunt for a Killer, which was also very good. This was on. These were all on ID Go. It's the Dave Berkowitz in the 70s, the 44 caliber killer. He fucking killed 6, wounded 7, in 8 separate shootings in 77 in Brooklyn. It was actually, I think, in Brooklyn and the Bronx.
Yeah.
And not the funny thing, but that my mother's friend or acquaintance of hers was one of the people who got wounded.
What do you mean?
Oh.
Well, my mother lived in Brooklyn at this time,
Okay.
and it was the people they were going after were people around her age at that time. You know, younger women with
Wait,
long, straight brown
with-
hair. My mother.
Okay.
My mother was born.
Right, I
She lived in
understand.
the 70s in Brooklyn.
Her
But got
friend.
wounded. What,
Yeah.
like,
They got shot and they didn't get killed. They got wounded
by the,
by the Son of Sam.
really?
One of the attacks. One of them was my mother. I don't know if they were like friends or good friends, but she knew
That's a
one of the
crazy
people
story,
who got
though.
shot. It might have even been one of the guys she knew, and not because there was a few guys who got shot as well, but they didn't die. They just got wounded. So those were all 4 crime documentaries I watched on the ID channel. All 4 of them were excellent. My other ones are. This is a very dark list. This one was One October Night: A Nightmare in Las Vegas. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a documentary about the mass shooting in Vegas at that country concert.
You went to see that live, right?
Well, I went to go see where it happened, so yeah, I had to watch something on it.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Wait, you went to like the spot? And
Do you remember when I
Yeah,
was
it was
walking
right after
around
we
in
visited
Vegas?
Where Tupac got killed.
After I went to,
yeah,
after I
you
saw
went.
Tupac, I went to the Vegas shooting.
Oh man,
I hit
Yeah.
both of them.
He had all the death spots.
I hit all the deaths.
Dark Doors,
Yeah.
right there.
That was very good. It's on Amazon Prime. Another, and this thing was actually, I didn't even know this was out there, and I'm so happy I found it. It was called Untouchable on Hulu. It's a documentary about Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, okay, wow.
And I didn't know all the details of everything he did. What a sick bastard.
Oh yeah, horrible, right?
I mean, he's just a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And there was just so many big names and stuff, but it was all about that. It was just fairly fucking interesting.
Fairly interesting?
Very interesting
Okay.
to say. I was just not trying to overdo
You
it.
tell me fairly, I don't know if I want to watch it.
Shut
It was
up.
fairly interesting. I decided to talk about it on this podcast.
And everybody, go out and the new Wu-Tang show's out in Hulu.
Is it good? Not good. Okay.
No.
That's all I need to hear.
No, there's
That's all I need to
shut
hear.
up.
It's over.
I'm gonna tell you what I told Chris.
You already
I
told
got
me.
the
You
whole
already,
lowdown.
you already told me with that sigh.
No, it's a very good show.
You can't say that anything associated with them is bad. That's
But
your
it's not
problem.
a pick.
It's not a pick because I didn't finish it yet.
Oh,
I'm only 3 episodes in.
Okay.
I mean, it is a pick. I'm telling you to go out and see it, but it's on Hulu. It's just whatever.
He's squeezing his picks in.
I got so much stuff that I want to
Yeah.
talk about. So much stuff that I watch that I would love to talk about right now. I could have a whole episode on just TV.
But can I ask you one more question? I don't mean to go back into the old. Is the mask going to get in the way of your TV watching?
Why would it get in the way?
Do you watch TV before you go to bed?
No. When I go into my bed, I
Oh.
just put background shit on. I told you.
Oh, that's
Pulp
right. Okay.
Fiction.
All right.
I
Sorry.
put
Yeah.
shows movies I've
Do
seen.
you
that,
think that hurts your sleep too?
no, because I fall asleep much quicker.
I
with
fall
it on.
asleep like with us.
The
Yeah.
background noise doesn't have anything to
I
do
usually
with it.
fall asleep to like Perfect Strangers.
So
on
I
Hulu.
fall asleep to TV, but I find that like I can't stay asleep unless I turn it off.
No, I'm
Type of
good.
thing.
I never wake up because of that. Most of the time when I do wake up, it's off.
Maybe it's one of the reasons why
Yeah, I
you
was
wake
gonna
up.
say you never wake up because of that.
I mean, I went there and I slept and I was fucking. I
happening
woke up
3 times a
92
minute.
times in a minute. I don't think the TV is really the big issue. They also said I have huge tonsils that I might want to get removed. I got big tonsils.
Tommy Tonsil.
Tommy tonsils.
Oh god. All right. So I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Just a
the whole
wealth of
thing about the
knowledge.
Wu-Tang is they kind of use their names. At first, I didn't think they used their names at all, and then I realized I was doing some things. They're like doing a play of words with some of their names.
Yeah.
They're not all in it. And what they did was take stories about them
This is a long podcast.
and like the history of them, and they put it together in a dramatized show.
I'm already bored. All right. Cool. I'll check that out.
You're bored with anything that's not comedy. Last week's episode, you were so engaged because it's all
First of all,
about
I don't ever
comedy.
watch comedy.
but you love talking about it.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant with TV. I'm like, I don't
No. But once I start talking about things that I'm interested in, you
Yeah, you're
check
right.
out.
Well, I've checked. Because this isn't a pick, and it doesn't sound that great. It doesn't
But the
sound like you're
people
that
love my
interested.
picks, and if they don't,
Yeah,
they're gonna be force fed them.
No, I do. Chick, I do love your picks. I do love.
And I'm trying to not pick the obvious things.
I know.
I just picked
By the way,
6 things that were documentaries that nobody would know about.
These were good. 'Cause
That
now I
ID
watch.
Go you can get on like an iPad.
ID Go is the ID Go app,
Cool.
which is like basically like
It's on demand. Too.
it's on
I don't know if
demand
you saw
too.
it
I'm
on
sure,
TV.
but these ones I don't know if they have everything that's on ID Go on
Yeah,
ID
on demand
demand.
is bullshit.
Demand is not as good as the apps.
Okay.
They don't store as much on there. But yeah, I am profusely sweating right now.
Yeah.
It's a little hot.
It
Right?
is.
It is a little hot.
It's a little
I don't want to
sticky.
feel
Yeah.
like it's not just me though, because like I'm sweating and I feel like I'm dripping, like I'm
Oh
Patrick
no!
Ewing
I
at
think
the free
me and
throw
Chris are
line.
both feeling it. You're the only one that's
You're
actually
really dripping.
pouring sweat. Like I feel it's a little sticky.
Yeah,
like-
it's warm.
But there is beads coming out of
I
it.
fucking.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Well, if you made it this
I don't know what
far,
that was, but
I don't know what that was. You need to go change your clothes because
they're sticking to me.
yeah. Guys, tonight was fun. It was.
I actually had a great
No,
time.
this is awesome.
I
Um,
could listen to myself talk.
I
for
know.
hours.
Oh my god, you were.
What a show,
You were.
everybody.
What a
That mouth was
show.
running
It's
today.
basically me just talking and you guys listening.
Whew.
This is like a Hitler stump speech.
Yeah. There was a lot. There was a lot happening there. Well, good. I'm glad.
Knock on wood if you're with me.
Yeah. Shout out to Hard Knocks. It's over. I think that was a good one.
I thought it was terrible except for the last episode I enjoyed.
Yeah.
I think if John
they haven't
Gruden
been
wasn't the
great
head
the last
coach, it
couple
would have
years.
been. If John Gruden wasn't the head coach, it would have been almost unwatchable.
Okay, I disagree with you. I'm kind of John Gruden out. I don't find him that entertaining. He's more of a caricature of himself.
I think him as a coach, I love how he coaches his team.
All right. I disagree. I don't know. I'm not a huge John Gruden fan.
I hate him as an announcer because he
He
likes
bores me.
everybody.
He's the same guy. I'd rather listen to somebody I didn't know. Give me Matt LaFleur and the Packers. All right, guys, we've done this.
We've exhausted episode 73. Reach out to us on the iTunes app, the purple thing, and give us a review. Write a review. Rate us. Email us. Come on, people.
Come on, people.
Come on, people.
Reach out to us. We love it.
Yeah,
We're
and
out.
let's go Jets. Huh?
Let's go Giants.
Yeah, let's go.
The Giants are going to be terrible. Let's hopefully we
They're not gonna be
we
good.
get 2 wins or less. That's all I want this year. So we get a top pick again.
Sammy, do you hear me? Okay. Guys, thank you for listening.
Jets record, Giants record. Go.
Oh.
Sorry.
Jets are 9-7.
Giants.
Giants. Jeez, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe they have 6 wins.
Wow. Chris?
Giants 6-10 probably.
Jets.
Probably 6-10 also.
Jets 6 and 10.
Well, you're not paying attention to things.
Jets. I'll give you Jets 7 and 10. Giants 2 and 14. Here we go.
Jets are winning 9 games at least. All right, guys.
We're out. We love
Wait,
you.
wait. We're holding you to that. 9 games at least?
No,
Oh, yeah.
not a chance.
Cool.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening. We're out.
You're not paying attention to the team, man.